Right, Mike, we're live, but I can see you're on the. There you go. You're on the right camera now. As always, Mike. 2 seconds before we go in live, you make your system disappear, you disappear, and then suddenly you reappear. So you actually are on the wrong job, I think, Mike. You should have been a magician or I don't know, a master criminal. I don't know which one it is. So how are you, Mike? How's the week been?
It's been good, although, as usual, tech issues. I was trying to show off our new Halo lights and microphones and ended up wiping out my my comms. So, yeah, apologies to our guest today who saw me just disappear, exit stage right style a moment ago. Yeah, no, good. We've had a really busy week. Loads of stuff going on. Danielle and I have been working with all of our partners to get all of the resources together for the toolkit. So all of those, we've got so many good things coming in, and obviously they're all live in the platform. So that's great. We've got we're joined today by two guests. We've got the Shared Service Outsourcing Network. We're joined by Naomi Secor, who heads up the team at SSON. We're joined by Paul Reuter and Elisa McPhail from Zelix. And we're looking forward to what they're going to be bringing to us today. But they'll be coming on screen with us shortly. How have you been, Jamie? We've not seen each other for a while.
There you go. So yeah, that's why I'm less stressed because I haven't seen you. But no, it's all good. You know, we've got two weeks and counting as of yesterday to the conference. Things are really shaping up really nicely. I've spent last week and this week speaking to all our guests, all the keynote speakers, and talking to some of the people who are running some of the panels. And I've got to say that I know every year I say the same, that how can we cap last year's conference, etc., etc. But I think we've managed to do it again this year. The content is absolutely amazing. The speakers, you know, are world class as always, and the content is just out of this world. You know, some of the stuff we're covering this year, the content this year is all around the AP managers or leaders toolkit. We've got so much stuff that people can download, listen, and get involved in. And we've had a demo of the platform this week, which, you know, touch wood, you're not in charge of it, Mike, hopefully, because then at least I know it's going to work. So that's it's very interactive. People can sort of reach out to our partners. Both Naomi, Elisa, and Paul are going to join us in a second. We'll have interactive areas where you can reach out to them. You can sort of get their details, and we'll go through that with them in a second. But yeah, the platform looks exceptional. What I wanted to do, Mike, before we bring our guests on, was just quickly go through, sort of remind people about the agenda, because it is so chock-a-block. I just don't want people to miss out. So 9:30 on the day, on the 19th of October, we start. It's myself, and from last year, if anybody remembers, we had a magician, a compere, a host extraordinaire, Mr. Tom Wright. He's going to join me again. Tom is absolutely huge. He's a giant. He's 8 foot tall. Just because I'm a little shorter than him, it doesn't mean that I'm only 5'5". He is actually a giant. So when we're standing on stage, please, I'll probably stand on a box, but Tom is exceptional. He'll be great. He'll entertain the audience, but also he's comparing for us this year. 9:45, we have Karen Young from Hayes, who's a Hayes director. She'll be giving us a view of what's going on in the world of recruitment, careers, and also in these hybrid working patterns that we're going through at the moment. Really exceptional stuff. Also, she'll probably share some of the stuff from the Hayes APA survey that we support. So that'll go through some of the surveys of the results on salaries as we look at 2022 also. We have then a series of partners that are going to be joining us throughout the day. So our headline partner, Kofax, comes up at 10 o'clock. 10:15, Mike, we've got Mandy Hickson, who I know both you and I are looking forward to. She's going to be live in the studio. She's our keynote speaker. I won't say too much about her because we've done that previously, but 10:15, absolutely you can't miss Mandy, so make sure you're on for all of the sessions, but Mandy's at 10:15. Then we're joined by Documation, who are at 11 o'clock. Short break at 11:10, just so I can get a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. Our very first live panel will be a really interesting one. I got the panel together this week, which we're entitling The Great British Bounce Back. There's 8 or 9 of us on stage, so we'll have to cram in a little bit. But we're joined by a host of people. Liz Barclay, who's the Small Business Commissioner, will join us live. Sue Chappell, who's the CEO of the CICM, she'll be joining us live as well. We've got Dan French, Rachel Long, Jude Sonkhurst, Tony Lawrenson, and Karen Young's also going to join us live on stage. I'm the person who's responsible for keeping the peace, you know, because we're going to talk about that subject of suppliers not getting paid and the perception of people thinking it's all the big businesses that just don't pay them for whatever reason. I'm going to probably, hopefully, dispel that myth and also go through with the Small Business Commissioner how we can support businesses of all sizes to make sure they get paid on time. So that's around sort of, I think that was 11:30. 12 o'clock, we have our partner Easy Software who will join us also. 10 past 12, we've got John Sunderland Wright, who's going to be talking around mental toughness and awareness. He's an expert. He looks at after the stars. He looks at after corporate well-being, and he'll help us understand where we are in terms of our wellness and our mental health, because that's always been a bit of an issue for most of our community. And he'll take us through some tools and tips on, one, how you highlight that, but two, how you can maybe able to improve that from your individual point of view or your team's point of view. 12:30, we're joined by Eska, who's one of our partners. 12:40, we have the new APA educational team joining us. So Richard will be having the panel together. That'll be Heather Peters, Gloria Byrne, and Teresa Foxall. And we'll be talking about the brand new, interesting live training that we've got coming up. I can't give you too much because I know they want to talk about it live on the day, but it's super exciting. We've got new qualifications. We've got new live training coming through. They'll be live after the show also to talk about your interest, but that should be exceptional as well. 1 o'clock, we have a bit of lunch and networking. Then just after, during the 1 o'clock session, during the lunch, actually, Naomi, who's joining us today in a second, she'll be joining us for a round table run by Sid Vasily, and we'll be talking about doing more with less. You know, the last 12 months have been exceptionally difficult, and we've relied very heavily on solution partners, such as our partners today who join us, Zelix, and Naomi will be sharing her insights about what people have been doing globally in that respect as well. So that'll be at 1 o'clock. 1:30, this is the bit that really super excites me. We've got our APA Awards where we announced the 10 categories this year, which we just can't wait. We wish we could have been doing this live with, you know, dinner jackets. We can't this year, but we've got some super exciting categories this year, as well as we'll be announcing the brand new top 100 influencers. So 1:30, definitely don't miss that section there. Just after the top awards, we've got Scott Yates coming on, who's going to talk us through continuous improvement and excellence. He's a Six Sigma black belt. Doesn't mean he can do Kung Fu or karate or anything like that. He's actually a real expert when it comes to continuous improvement. I've had the pleasure of working with him in the past. So again, Scott will amaze us with what he sort of tells us through. And he very much references our new program, the APAQ, the quality program we've got going on. So don't miss that as well. John Sunderland Wright jumps back on at 2. He then talks about a resilience toolkit about sort of well-being and mental health. I'm sorry, I'm scooting through these, Mike. There we go. IT Soft join us at 2:40, and there'll be another partner that's going to join us. We break at around 3 o'clock. And then we have our second panel coming in, which is entitled Time to Shine. That is run by Tom Flynn, who, for anybody who doesn't know Tom Flynn, he's a marketing expert. He's also a solution partner from the States. The panel will be exceptional. We had a run through earlier in the week. Absolutely phenomenal. You know, can't wait to share that with you. That's all about how we can market our functions and get more from the value of the accounts payable, procure to pay functions we have. Don't miss that one. We have a partner, Hughes, who will join us at 10 to 4. Then we have 4 o'clock. We have our very special guest, Brenda Edwards. Naomi, who will join us in a second. She may not know who she is, but Brenda Edwards is a star in the UK of things such as The X Factor. She's also a star of Loose Women. And also, for 25 years, she was an accounts payable manager. So I have the pleasure of interviewing Brenda at 4 o'clock. So you can't miss that one. We have a partner again at Pagero at 25 past 4. And then we're at 25 to 5. We have our panel 3, which is then, we have the one and only guru, which is Mary Schaefer, who's running a panel on building confidence, diversity, inclusion in accounts payable. Again, I had a run through of that panel earlier this week. Exceptional. Just remarkable, the panel we've got and the expertise, and also it's a really good conversation to get involved in. So please don't miss that. And then if I have any breath left, if I'm still standing, if I've not sweated to death running around the studio, because it's live streamed this year, around about 5 o'clock, 5 past 5, we'll have the closing remarks. Hopefully we'll have a bit of a celebration because this is our 5th anniversary. So it's quite special. We may have a glass of champagne at the end of it, I don't know, or just a lie down. I don't know what it's going to be. So that in a nutshell, Mike, in my quick run through, that's how the conference shapes up. That's the agenda. Looking forward to it. Mike, you're on mute. Mike, I wish I could do this all the time to him, by the way. He's on mute. There we go.
Yeah, no, it's I know a lot of work's gone into it, and fitting it all into one day. And obviously, you know, we'd love for people to just, you know, stop working all day and sit there and watch the whole thing. But the beauty of the platform being available for, well, we've got it for 12 months, haven't we, after the event, is if you miss something or you bookmark it, you can always watch it later. But some of the live things I think are going to be well worth watching. So if there is something that Jamie's mentioned there that you're really interested in, make sure you put a note in your calendar and jump on and have a look at it. Because yeah, I mean, I kind of fly on the wall. I did get some of the feedback from some of those panel sessions that you had, and it's going to be quite good. I think we've got over 45 contributors or speakers this year, which is quite amazing given that we're packing it all into a very short, well, very intensive day, aren't we?
Indeed we are. Right, look, Mike, we've got people in the green room. I think there's enough of my voice. We need to bring our guests in, the experts, the people who have taken the time to join us today. So I'm going to bring them in. If you could introduce them, if you don't mind, while I click some buttons and hopefully they appear on the screen. Yeah,
absolutely. So it's our very great pleasure today to be joined by Naomi Secor, who's the MD of Shared Service Outsourcing Network, SSON, and Naomi's joining us from the States, so it's very early. Naomi, welcome. We've got Paul Reuter and Elisa McPhail from Zelix, long supporters of the APA, and obviously contributors to the toolkit this year and sponsors. And really, we just want to have a bit of a catch up. This session that we run every week is an opportunity for all of our members and our audience to see the people behind the brands that keep the lights on at the APA. So, Naomi, if you'd like to kick off, just tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, and what you're doing with us at the conference this year, please.
Oh, well, hi. Thank you so much, Mike and Jamie. And the conference sounds absolutely amazing. So encourage everybody to attend as many sessions live as possible. Naomi Secor, been with SSON, my gosh, for about 15 years. And I have the amazing job of being able to connect with shared services and GBS practitioners every day to learn about how they're moving the needle on service delivery. And so yeah, I look after our shared services and outsourcing network, our conferences, our SSON Analytics, which is the platform where you can get a lot of AP and P2P benchmarks, and also our GBS certification program. But it's wonderful to be here, and thanks again for the invite.
Hey, not a problem. And as a global, truly global organization, you host events all over the world. And I know you've got an event coming up shortly that I think Jamie's going to be a guest on. I know it's a digital summit. Would you like to just plug that and tell us a little bit more about it and what might be of interest to our members particularly?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do have our AP Automation Global Digital Summit coming up on November 9th to the 11th. Jamie is moderating a fantastic panel of practitioners from Mosaic Company, AXA Nobel, to name just a few. So we do encourage everyone to attend. And, you know, the agenda is really packed full of content on how to continue to, move beyond the transaction to a value creation engine that AP is today. Jamie, you talked about it. It's been a difficult, 19 months here. COVID has certainly faced a reality where everything has changed except the fact that suppliers still need to be paid and customers invoiced, right? And so we're going to talk a lot about this kind of urgent shift to a more contemporary, digitally savvy accounts payable function. We're going to talk a lot about all the people, process, and technology elements to that. And so Jamie is moderating a panel that looks at really the future of accounts payable. So very much looking forward to it.
And Naomi, I promise to put a shirt and tie on for that day.
It's casual, very casual.
Tell us, how can people get involved in that? What do they need to know? Have you got a website, a landing page? How do they get involved?
Yeah, we do. The Shared Services and Outsourcing Network, which is ssonetwork.com. Just go to online events and you'll see it right there. And registration is complimentary.
Brilliant. So you don't have to be a member to benefit from that event then, no?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that segues beautifully into Paul and Elisa, who are obviously experts in the field of all of those things that you've just mentioned in terms of process people and automation. Paul, please tell us what you guys have been up to, because we haven't had a face-to-face for a while, but I know you've been very busy, haven't you? You're on mute.
Oh, sorry, I was waiting for you to unmute me there. My bad. Yeah, hi guys, and yeah, thanks for having us. It has been a while. So yeah, quick introduction. So I'm Paul. I am one of the co-founders of Zelix, and I head up the business side of the business. So anything that's not technical. And for those who don't know what Zelix is, firstly, the way you say it is Zelix, although it's our fault. It's not an easy name to pronounce. So we take anything, Zelix, Zelix, XLX I've had quite recently. We actually just filmed a video to help people pronounce it, which I won't spoil, but yeah, it's a funny name. But yeah, we're a procure to pay solution, but we're a bit different in that we're not kind of an OCR or kind of an end-to-end automation solution. We're not trying to kind of do the end-to-end process, but we do a couple of things really well, leveraging our kind of in-house data science team. So we're quite a deep tech company. And the things we do is transactional audit. So we've developed a really cool approach for spotting things like posting errors, overpayments, fraud risk, duplicates, old issues, but kind of solved in a new way. And the other thing is analytics, so insights around spend and cash management and process, things like that. And we've just launched only about 6 weeks ago our new module, which is our supplier statement Recon module. So, everyone in AP will know the pain of trying to manually reconcile supplier statements. So we think we've built a pretty cool tool to solve that. So that's kind of what's been keeping us busy for sure, kind of the build up to that launch and now obviously having it in market. But yeah, it's been pretty exciting for us actually. So yeah, I guess that's the main thing we've been up to. And yeah, looking forward to, I know we've got a webinar with you guys in November with one of our customers, Wilco, who've been using that platform. So yeah, looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, no, thank you. I mean, there's for the benefit of those watching, if you haven't heard me say it already, we're giving away a toolkit this year. It's going to be the Essential AP Leaders or AP Managers Toolkit. There's going to be loads of good stuff in there from Zelix. Get in there, download it, and engage and find out how you can transform your business. Because I mean, this is all about. I mean, the whole theme of the conference this year, the Essential Managers Toolkit, building on last year's theme, doing more with less, and then looking forward to maybe next year, what's on the horizon. I know we've got the webinar coming up. Elisa, tell us a little bit more about some of the other stuff you got planned for 2022 and
2022, that sounds crazy. I'll start with 2021 and then I'll try and move over to next year. So just to elaborate on what Paul said about our webinar. So we do have a webinar on the 9th of November. It seems to be a busy period then with the SSON event as well. So it's with our customer, Angie Fong, and she is the Finance Administration Manager at Wilco, so the big British retailer. They've been one of our customers who've been using our statement reconciliation module over the last few weeks. So it's all well and good for us to kind of share the benefits, how you should have a look, but it's going to be a really kind of in-depth chat with Angie, what benefits the statement reconciliation module has brought, as well as some hidden benefits that even as a business we didn't realize would come out of it, particularly at this year-end time. So we're really excited to share more on that. I obviously don't want to share too much because shameless plug here, would love you to come along and see what's going on, but we're really looking forward to that. We've also, again, another little shameless plug, and it will be in the toolkit, released an ebook on people in AP, future of AP. We worked with Karen Young at Hayes and we spoke about salaries. So all quite nicely ties into the conference over the next few weeks. So of course, get your hands on that. And if you'd like to talk to us more about the Statement Recs module, then just get in touch. But we will be sharing a link across LinkedIn. Hopefully the APA will be doing it as well. Done.
Yeah. Thank you. No, that's perfect. And as always, we're going to pop some details down below. So obviously links to the SSON resources and to yourselves. And then obviously Jamie, can you refresh our memory? What's the website for the conference again, please?
It is apcon.online, and that's what it is. In fact, I'll put a banner on. It's easier that way. There you go.
There you go. So if you're not already registered, then please go over, check out the agenda. Obviously, there was a lot to take in, a lot of information that Jamie shared. The agenda is published in the site, so you can sign up. There's still some tickets available. We will be issuing some VIP tickets next week. So watch out for those. If you get an invite from us, it'll be through our partner network. Again, massive thank you to all of our partners, Zelix, SSON, and others, and our headline sponsors this year, Kofax, without whom none of this would be possible. We are a fairly lean organization, and we run everything we do on the basis of giving it back out in terms of member benefits and events. And I'm just going to plug our calendar for next year, because we are planning 2 conferences next year. More on that to follow, but we're going to have regional update sessions in your area as well. So again, sometime after the conference, we'll be publishing that formally. But Jamie, back to you.
Yeah, I just didn't think Mike was going to shut up then. I don't know about anybody else. But okay, yes. So as Mike mentioned, look, we've got an exciting calendar for the rest of this year. Looking forward to both those sessions. So looking forward to joining the SSON on that week, that 2 days, the 9th through the 11th, or 3 days. Should be exceptional, Naomi. I know that from your business point of view, your in-depth, huge analytical tools that you use really would be beneficial to, because although you're shared service center focused, any large organization would probably benefit from getting those data sets. Is that right, Naomi?
Yeah, absolutely. Any large organization, especially with AP and P2P, where the majority of these processes do sit within a centralized shared services or GBS organization. So we always do a very data-rich session looking at all of the benchmarks we provide, in over kind of 30 in the AP space, looking at invoice scanning, data capture, workflow, approval invoice. What are the benchmarks there? So you can benchmark by industry, by region. And we'll also present our insights from our global AP automation study that we do every year. So very content rich to get all of the things you need to kind of decide where AP leaders are going in 2022 and what are the priorities.
Brilliant, thank you. And we've got one of our influencers, actually, Stephen King's watching along live, and he's really interested. He's looking forward to you joining us live at the conference. I think he intensely follows the group, the SSON, on your LinkedIn and so on. And Stephen's been one of our influencers for a long time. Really nice guy. He usually joins us live in the studio as well. But I know he's actively in a project at the moment, so he can't wait to see what you've got to bring to us this year. Hopefully also he'll come along to the session that I'm going to be sort of hosting for yourselves, as well as the webinar with our friends at Zelix. So on that one, let me talk about the webinar that we're going to be doing on the 9th. So for your point of view, Naomi, Wilko's, as everybody knows in the UK, is Wilkinson's. They're a big retail store, and they'll be very transactional rich. I dare say what the team at Zelix have helped them with these, or Zelix. I don't know. I'll have to watch that video, Paul. I'll have to work out how to say it. But I think they're a very by nature of what they do, they have lots of transactions, so they'll have lots of risk of fraud. They'll have lots of risk of duplicates, etc. And no doubt that's where you've supported them. But we will be interested about this new module, the reconciliation tool. That is always a challenge that AP functions have. It's very, very manual. Let's be honest. It's resource hungry. It's very manual. It's a critical factor in accounts payable. You must reconcile your suppliers, but it's what usually happens in organizations, they choose a bunch of suppliers they're going to reconcile, and then all the rest probably don't get to on the basis of time. And now I'm not going to spoil the webinar, because no doubt that module hopefully will cover this, but I'm imagining with some form of automated module, you'll be able to reconcile more of the supply base, if not all of it, and hopefully we'll hear from the team at Wilko's about what they're utilizing it for. Am I sort of on the right lines there, Elisa and Paul?
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely couldn't have said it better myself. There's some really kind of unique things about the story as well. So the guys over at Wilko, they transitioned over to SAP. So there's a big project going on, and there's kind of ways Zelix helped them through that. And they've had a chat with their auditors recently, showed them Zelix, happy auditors. So some really nice stories to share there, and we're looking forward to it.
Very good. And again, so I mean, as everybody seems to be shamelessly plugging stuff, I may as well do something ourselves. So we have this little program called the APAQ. It's a quality program. It's all about best practice. It's all about national accreditation or international accreditation for your AP or procure to pay function. That's what we're a lot of the sessions around the conference will be focused around best practice, continuous improvements. And that's where we really are looking to work with not only our solution partners such as Zelix, and our partners over at the SSON. Our mission for 2022, whether, you know, I don't know what Tom Cruise says in Mission Impossible, our mission this year and next year is to really raise the profile of strategic AP and procure to pay functions around the globe and get them accredited and awarded for all the work they do. And again, we couldn't do that without our partners such as the SSON and our friends at Zelix as well. So look, we're coming towards the end of the session today. A huge thank you for joining us. We're really looking forward to you joining at the conference. So before we close out today, Naomi, obviously you're going to join us live on the day and at the round table. Anything you want to leave the audience with? Any notes? We've got this session between the 9th and 11th, obviously. Anything else?
Just the agenda sounds absolutely amazing. I can't wait for the awards. You're doing wonderful work, and I encourage everyone to attend, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I want to thank you very much. It was great meeting all of you.
Lovely, thank you. And we look forward, by the way, we're looking forward to furthering our relationship with yourselves for 2022. It's an area where we want to sort of grow into, which is more global shared services and working with organizations. And, you know, I think that would be sort of a flourishing partnership that we'll have going forward. So thank you for joining us today, Naomi. Paul, Elisa, I know we've talked about the webinar. We've talked about you coming on to the conference this year. Anything else that we've got planned or anything you want to mention before we wrap up today?
Paul, anything you want to mention?
Well, I mean, I was just going to say a nice compliment. Actually, it's just been really cool to watch you guys build this community from the sidelines, giving visibility to AP, and obviously that's, you know, our user base as well. So you guys are doing an amazing job, and we're excited to support you guys for the rest of the year and next year as well.
I think I'll just add to that. We will share the video soon. So Zelix, watch out. There may or may not be a celebrity appearance, and I'll leave you with that.
Brilliant. Thank you, guys. It's been excellent having you on the show. Jamie, I don't think there's anything else to add. We're going to hit the magic 30 minutes if we're not careful.
No, indeed. Thank you so much for joining us. As we said, as before, get your tickets if you haven't already got them. We've got the Influencer Community Awards being announced this week as well, so you'll know in advance, hopefully, who's joined that list. Thank you for our guests today, and we're probably going to have another live towards the end of this week. So thank you very much, and I'll speak to you all soon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.